Welcome back to Ion KZN. Today we're coming to you from Tourism Indaba at the Durban International Convention Center. Now, Indaba had no money to attend university, but her clever thinking led to her starting Kuhle Tours, which received this year's Emerging Tourism Entrepreneur of the Year award. Here's her story. Final high school results came and Indaba had done well. Her family had no money and there was no plan of what she was going to do. Her mother only had 100 rand for her, which to many wouldn't go far, but she had dreams.
When I finished my matric, it was 96. My mom spoiled me with 100 rand, of which is the best he could have on that time. And then I decided to keep that money up until it was January. I waited up until the factory shops was opening. And then I went there, I bought the kids' clothes. I was selling door to door up until I got the spots where I was selling in the pension pays points. So I was selling the clothes up until 2006, where I registered the company. Even though I didn't go to school, but I always wanted to be somebody in the world, somebody who is well known in business sector. So that is why I started this whole thing.
Mbata caters to corporate and private clients who want to rent cars, be chauffeur-driven, or are traveling in a group and need a vehicle to bus them around Durban and KwaZulu-Natal. Trust didn't come easily from many she wanted to do business with. She says it's winning a previous award that gained her more business.
It wasn't easy. I think with the help that we've won the Service Excellence Award in 2008 and 2009, I think that is when it was easy to knock on the doors.
Initially, Kuhle Tours was based in the township of Umlazi, where Mbata comes from. But she soon realized moving to Umhlanga Ridge in Durban would get the company more business.
Okay, it was when the airport was moving to Lamesi, because it's from Umlazi to Lamesi is very far. So we were supposed to also move closer to the airport, because now and then we have like agent bookings that there is somebody landed at the airport. So at all given time we need to be closer to the airport.
Mbata feels the new award will help her achieve big things.
The new award, I think it's gonna do like 3 things in the business. First of all, the assurity in the existing clients of the Service Excellence. 2, it will grow the business, because as from the day I won the award, my cell phone is ringing non-stop. People, they want to do business with me. It will also increase the job creation.
She says the challenge for Kuhle Tours now is to enable wireless internet access in all its vehicles. This will make it easier for those they service to do business on the go. Hotel Investment Conference Africa recently took place here in Durban. The meeting brings together potential investors to discuss opportunities in the travel and hospitality sectors. Hotel Investment Conference Africa brought together government, hotel operators and financiers to discuss the continent's potential. They were showing off Africa as a tourism business investment destination.
Here it's about investment. It's about the business community saying, are we running our business very well? What is that we need to do? What investment do we need to bring and where do we need to bring it? What is the price for it?
Those already in the hospitality industry in Africa want potential investors to understand that this continent's cultures are different to those in the West. They want them to see this difference as an opportunity and not an impediment. They want them to know that a business meeting in some parts of Africa will not take place in usual settings. African Sun Limited's John Mwanza says he understands that his operations in his native Zimbabwe will never be the same as those in Ghana, where African Sun has a hotel, or Nigeria, where they have 5.
You come here, this side of the world, we do business, we meet in restaurants and we make deals. In Nigeria, it's different. When you go there, they will host you, and you have midnight dinners and all that. So it also filters down to the type of gearing that we do to run our businesses in those countries. The menu is different. We won't just rock up and say, I'll do an English breakfast buffet. You have to bring in the jollof rice and all that. So you have, in every country that you go in, you need to adapt to certain things that they do out there and incorporate your standards.
Mwanza says in cases where there is a shortage of trained hospitality staff, those coming in need to invest in sharing their knowledge with locals for them to see bigger returns. Some are already experiencing growth in Africa. Air Mauritius has flights out of Cape Town and Johannesburg in South Africa and are now launching an international route out of Durban's King Shaka Airport.
It is really about creating value, whether you're a student, which we have. We've got student packages and student fares. We've also got what we launched last year, the Travel Smart program, which has become a huge brand in South Africa, where we say fly to Mauritius 8 months of the year, which we consider to be low season, and 2 children. For every family under the age of 12 gets to travel for free, and you also get to stay for free at hotels in Mauritius. So that program was also created around value for money to encourage more South Africans to go abroad and to explore. In the same breath, we're also saying to the Mauritian community and even to the Chinese coming via Mauritius into Africa, and the Indian community as well, because there's a huge amount of traffic from Durban and coming in to Durban as well from an inbound point of view, to say come and enjoy the bush and beach concept in Durban.
Tourism Business Council of South Africa says KwaZulu-Natal's long coastline needs further development. They say this year's HICA conference was to also highlight that and showcase it to various business people so they can explore its potential.
You look at the weather, you look at the infrastructure that they have, you look at the combination of what this city or this province has. Some of the highest mountains in this country are in this province. So we used to talk about doing the beach, the safari, and the bag. That's what Durban gives it to you. Within a radius of 2 hours, that's what you can do within this province.
At HICA, there are also discussions and debates where tourism authorities, governments and other stakeholders discuss methods of changing perceptions to attract tourism investment.
Well, let me say that I really concur with the Minister that...
Here, tourism MECs from 3 South African provinces, KwaZulu-Natal, Gauteng and the Western Cape, discussed a few issues with South African Minister of Tourism.
You know, at the time of the World Cup, I sat down with many of our colleagues here and I said, all these new hotels that you are building, be careful. But I said, you know, that's not for us in government to tell you which investment decisions you must make. You make the investment, you carry the risk, you know what research you do before the time. Now, unfortunately, we ended up with, in layman's language, too much, or too many rooms, too much inventory after the World Cup.
We've already started a process, particularly we hosted the TAFI, which is the Travel Agents Federation of India. They hosted their conference here in Durban in February this year. And that is actually beginning to put a footprint into the Indian market. And it's important for us because it's a huge market. And I just want to underscore this point, that for us, opening opportunities within the BRICS member nation is not only for the benefit of us in KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa, it must also be for the benefit of the whole of the Southern African region.
We have, as Gauteng province, even been to the province of Katanga in the DRC, working with the people there to try and build partnerships with the people. Being Gauteng province as a heartbeat of our economy and as a hub of our economy, but also as a gateway, we therefore play a very, very important role in terms of creating these linkages and people-to-people relationships. We working with the private sector, you know, in terms of the white paper on tourism. We talk about us government creating an enabling environment. We are leading, but private sector being the drivers and working with the communities as a base that is going to be community-based. So working with the people, working with the communities, working with the people in the region is going to be very, very important.
We must focus on, and we must take charge of focusing on what you're talking about, this regional tourism or inter-regional tourism in our own domestic market. And I think we've really grasped that and taken it and worked very hard at it. And you know, the KZN, that's the target that we set ourselves against, and go and really look at how we attract that domestic market to our region.
Africa is known for its wildlife. Tourism Business Council of South Africa says they are using this cliched concept to woo investors. Once they have bought into it, they will then tell them about other areas they can put their money in. They hope this strategy will change negative perceptions of the African continent.